Michael, I'll start the same way I started with Bev. Health and fitness-wise of the squad, how is everybody tracking? Do you have any concerns heading into the game?
No, 100% fitness. So, big credit to our staff, high performance, medical, physio. Everyone's fit and raring to go.
I guess grand final week, you try to approach it like any other week, but it's not. What have you been doing this week to ensure that you come out with the trophy?
Well, I think it's the same, to be honest. Obviously, there's a bit more excitement, a bit more media. But otherwise, I think we're in a situation where we take it one game at a time. There's been a slightly little distraction of that we need to leave the next morning to go to South Korea. So I think that's been a nice distraction to start planning and getting things ready for that as well. But we've had we had 3 training sessions, one more tomorrow. And we've worked on a lot of things that we still feel we can improve on. And then there's some things that we think that we can exploit Wellington on. And we'll try and put our best foot forward on Saturday.
The Wellington player and coach, they're both talking about being the underdogs and using that to their advantage. Do you feel any pressure amongst your group going into this?
No, not really. I think when I first stepped foot into this club, we have high expectations that made it very clear to me from management and from the playing group that we want to win every single match that's there to be won. And last year we played for 3 trophies, got 1. We've won 1 already, and we've got 2 more to go.
So how big's that lure to make sure you do it this year, the 3?
Well, we're going to do our best.
Okay, well, we look at this squad, the age profile, where these players are in their careers. Is this the last A-League Women game for some members of your squads for what we hope is at least a few more years?
Well, that's a good question. Always as coaches and club, we're always thinking about next year as well, because that process doesn't just happen when we finish the season. We know we have a very good program and that players want to be in our program, players want to come to our program. And we know if we lose players, it's always for them going to better opportunities overseas. So if they do move on, then we wish them all the best and we know that they're progressing their career.
Holly's last game before she goes overseas, or do you know what her plans are?
I don't. I hope we can re-sign her, but that's a bit selfish of me. But like her and a number of other girls, I think they're on the cusp of making moves. It's just finding the right one for them and what's best for their career to take it to the next level.
You talked about, areas of the Phoenix you can exploit now that you have dived into the film of the previous games where they did push you, they've challenged you hard this season. What do you need to do on Saturday to make sure that you're winning that game?
They're a very good side. I think when we played them in round 6 or round 7 when they came to Casey, I think they were in our face. They went person on person pressing on us and we weren't expecting that. So I think they were better on that day. They had 3 or 4 good moments and we scored right at the end on a set piece. So they were better on that match. Since then, I've been putting a lot of things in place to practice and get better when teams play like that. Canberra did that against us. Adelaide and Brisbane a little bit to a degree did that as well. So we've had a lot of practice on. So if they want to press us again, then I think we're going to be ready for that.
For many years, the Phoenix have sort of been well outside the playoffs in this competition as they've created a bit of and making themselves in this competition. What's it been like to see their rise this season?
Excellent. I think from the pre-season we could see the players that they were signing. Obviously they changed manager as well. And I think they're making the steps to go into the right direction. And I think a lot of the media and analysts and the shows that we have on our A-League women's side were predicting them to do well. And a lot of them picked them to win. So I think after probably round 4 or 5, I could see that they were very well coached. And obviously they had quality players. And from then I knew they were going to be one of our contenders to win the trophies this year.
Michael, this is focus for Australian women's football this weekend. Yeah. For those people that might only be tuning in once a year, what should they be looking out for? What are the best parts of Australian women's football that we're celebrating?
Well, I think we have a number of things to celebrate. I think women's football is growing rapidly across the globe. And we're no different here. I think our Matildas are the best probably sporting team that we have in our nation at the moment. And And I think our A-League is only getting stronger. And I've only been in it for 2 seasons, but being a fan, one of those people that used to just watch a couple of games a season, is now heavily involved in it and see the sacrifice and the professionalism that, you know, our club as City, I know Wellington are very similar, and a lot of other clubs are trying to lift that professionalism, which the quality is getting better. So yeah, hopefully it's a good spectacle. We're playing in a beautiful stadium. I know they'll have fans. We have brilliant fans as well, so I hope we can get as many as possible out here and put on a good show.
How do you manage, I asked this of Bev, like there's no more games for the Phoenix after this one. You've got at least 1, possibly 2 within the space of a week. How do you manage this game, manage player loads, manage fatigues? Do you have to win in 90? Like, how do you look at all that sort of stuff?
So to get to this point, the planning has happened all the way in August last year. So mapping out our fitness plan, how we prioritise and how we continue to stay fresh but continue to improve the fitness and the sharpness of players. One of the benefits of having 4-week break, when even though you don't like that with the international break and having the week off, was we were able to deload some players that needed it and freshen them up, and then other players that needed a bit more work, we were able to do a sort of mini pre-season, play a couple of trial games. And then obviously we had the two legs against Melbourne Victory, which were really hard, tough 90-minute matches. And then all the work that we've done has led us to this point. And do we need to win in 90? We would like to, but if it goes to 120, we've more than prepared for the players' load for that. And then it is going to be difficult because we do leave, well, we need to be at the airport 5 a.m. on Sunday, and then we don't arrive in South Korea till about 2-3 o'clock in the morning the next day. So it's going to be a tough travel to get the players up, but adrenaline in these type of matches means absolutely everything. So once we step on the pitch, then the adrenaline takes over and you just don't stop till the final whistle plays.
Are the players allowed champagne if they win, or will they have to wait until after Asia for that?
No, there'll be, maybe if we win, maybe the club's organising some champagne bottles, I'm not too sure. But hopefully they don't drink too much. And then we'll have a celebration, because either of the result, whether we lose or whether we win on Saturday, it's going to be a moment to celebrate. So they have a function that the club are putting on for family and friends to be involved in. So we will spend a couple of hours there celebrating the success of the season. And then we have a hotel booked where we'll go to the airport hotel and stay there the night, and hopefully the players can get a few hours sleep. And then we'll get up nice and early and we'll focus on Tokyo when the game is done on Saturday night.
Michael, just before we talk about Wellington and the work that Bev's done this season, maybe based on CV alone, she might be considered the best coach in the A-League. Do you think that's an accurate description?
Of course. Most experienced, won a lot. So yeah, definitely.
And what is it about her that makes her a good coach?
To be honest, I've been more in the men's space, so I haven't really followed too much of the female space. In Australia, yes, but not much globally. So as soon as she was signed, obviously I Googled her and got a bit of an insight and was getting information on what she has and has done over her career. So it's nice. I think it's good that we're attracting sort of coaches of that calibre to coach in our league, and it's nice to come up against her. She's a very good coach tactically as well. You can see that in the first few rounds, as I mentioned earlier. And I think it's going to be no different. Maybe she throws something different for this match, I'm not too sure. But yeah, we're prepared for what we think they're going to play, and they have some really good strengths that we need to make sure that we contain.
It's been 6 years since your City's last A-League championship. Obviously, you've got some players that are perhaps looking at the end of their careers or looking at the end of their time here in Australia. Is it sort of the culmination of an end of an era, I guess, and I guess an A-League championship would be a perfect way to wrap it up?
I don't see it like that. I think we just want to win. I hope it's not the end of the era, because then I might not have a team to coach next year. We'll be signing 10, 12 players. But look, end of the day, we have had an amazing season. We won the Premiers, which for me is the best team all year. We're playing in this finals campaign. We 100% want to win. But as we know, in a one-off game, anything can happen. We've prepared really well. Like I said before, the staff have done an amazing job. The club has supported us 100% in everything that we've needed. So we're going to the game very, very confident. If we can top it off and get another trophy, that's our main thing that we're focusing on.